riders, glad to have you back on the channel. Today we're testing something genuinely special that we've never seen before in a motorcycle helmet, the new Schuberth C5 ANC starting at the recommended retail price of €799. Over the years we've seen plenty of new helmet technology. Some innovations have genuinely improved the riding experience. Others sounded impressive on paper but never really caught on. So when Schuberth announced a helmet with active noise cancelling, we didn't know what to think of it. After all, how much difference can noise cancelling really make inside a motorcycle helmet at highway speeds? So we did what we always do. We took it out on the road, measured everything and put it through our full road test. And later in this video we'll show you exactly what happened when we switched the ANC on at 130 km per hour. Let's find out whether this is the future of motorcycle helmets or just another clever marketing feature. Material is the first segment of our review, and here we look at two criteria: the material of the outer shell and the amount of outer shell sizes a helmet is available in. More outer shell sizes simply means a more compact fitting shell across the available size range. The C5 ANC uses a DFP fiberglass shell with carbon fiber added to make it light and strong. It comes in two shell sizes, which helps it keep a more compact shape. For this, the C5 ANC earns 3 stars for material. Let's see how it does in our next segment, weight. Alright, here we use a scale that is accurate to the gram. All helmets are weighed in a size M without any additional features installed. Finally, we run the results through our weight matrix to determine star scores. The C5 ANC weighs 1721 grams in a size M without the communication module installed. That is a fair result for a modular helmet with this many built-in parts, giving it 2 stars for weight. Let's continue to the visor segment to see how it performs. Here we use a visor matrix to determine star scores. In this matrix, many different visor features and characteristics are listed, but naturally not every feature is equally as impactful on your riding experience, which is why we've rated them based on what riders ask us about the most. The C5 ANC comes with a clear visor that gives you a wide field of view. It blocks UV rays and has an anti-scratch treatment. The visor mechanism pulls the visor tight against the shell, which helps cut wind noise. It also makes the visor easy to remove. A pinlock lens is already fitted to help stop visor condensation and an integrated sun visor for bright conditions. Small shark teeth on the visor help lower air turbulence. These features give the C5 ANC 4.5 stars for its visor. Let's move to a first road test and see how it performs in terms of noise isolation. Now comes the part we've all been waiting for. You don't have to take our word for it, you can actually watch the decibel meter drop in real time the moment the active noise cancelling is switched on. Throughout our road test, the helmet consistently measured around 97 to 98 decibels with the ANC switched off. Then while riding at motorway speeds, we activated the system. And you can literally see the numbers falling in real time to around 90 to 92 decibels with an average of 91 decibels, a reduction of roughly 6 decibels. At first glance, 6 decibels might not sound like much, but decibels are measured on a logarithmic scale. Every increase of 3 decibels doubles the physical sound energy and every 10 decibels doubles the perceived loudness. So an increase of 10 decibels means twice the loudness for humans. So a reduction of 6 decibels is actually a very significant improvement. It's not just a number on a screen, it's something you genuinely notice while riding. And the result isn't complete silence, and that's exactly how it should be. You can still hear your engine, surrounding traffic and emergency vehicles. What largely disappears is the constant wind roar that slowly wears you down over the course of a long ride. That means less fatigue, clearer intercom conversations and a noticeably more relaxed riding experience. Over the years, we've seen plenty of new motorcycle helmet technologies. Some looked incredibly futuristic, like projecting information directly onto your visor with a head-up display. While it certainly looks futuristic, we always questioned whether it would make a meaningful difference once you were actually riding. So when Schuberth announced active noise cancellation, we honestly expected something similar. An impressive piece of technology that sounded great on paper, but would it make a meaningful difference once you were actually out on the road? We couldn't have been more wrong. Seeing the decibel meter drop by around 6 decibels in real time, and more importantly, experiencing that difference ourselves was genuinely impressive. We've tested hundreds of motorcycle helmets over the years, and it's rare that a completely new technology delivers such an immediate, measurable and genuinely useful improvement. If this is where motorcycle helmet technology is heading, we think it's one of the most promising developments we've seen in years. And we're genuinely excited to see how this technology evolves. One thing also became clear during this test: our noise rating matrix was built around traditional helmet design because that's how motorcycle helmets have been developed for years. Active noise cancelling introduces an entirely new variable. This helmet forced us to reconsider our noise score matrix. And honestly, that's something we didn't expect to say when we started this review. And that's a good problem to have. It means we're finally seeing genuine innovation in a product category where progress has mostly been minor improvements rather than real innovations. And there's only one conclusion. The Schuberth C5 ANC comfortably earns the full 5 stars for noise isolation and sets a new benchmark for what we think motorcycle helmet technology can become. So far for noise isolation, now on to ventilation. Here we measure to what extent the Schuberth C5 ANC is able to keep your head cool with the thermometer inside the helmet. We keep track of both the in and outside temperature and compare the two. The smaller the difference, the more stars a helmet earns. The C5 ANC has 2 chin vents to prevent visor condensation, 1 top vent to keep your head cool and rear exhaust vents to let warm air escape. On the road, we measured a 0-degree difference between the inside and outside temperature despite riding in the scorching heat, which is an excellent result. For this, the C5 ANC earns 5 stars for ventilation. And let's see how it performs in terms of comfort. To come up with the score for comfort, we look at both the comfort features of a helmet and our own experience with it out on the road. Inside, the C5 ANC has an antibacterial and moisture-wicking inner liner. The crown pad and cheek pads are removable and washable, and thicker or thinner pads are available if you want to change the fit through Schuberth's individual program. Finally, Schuberth added a micrometric closure for ease of use. And most important, it uses a very soft velvet-like interior which feels extremely soft but grippy. Out on the road, the C5 ANC felt very comfortable, earning it an impressive 5 stars for comfort. To determine star scores, we use a matrix in which all kinds of features are listed. Not every one of them is equally as impactful on your riding experience, which is why we've weighted them based on what riders ask us about the most. The C5 ANC comes with a 5-year warranty and was developed in a wind tunnel. It also uses Schuberth's anti-roll-off system, which keeps the helmet on your head during an accident, and has PJ approval so you can ride with the chin bar closed or open. The helmet is also glasses friendly and has a visor memory system which returns the visor to the same position after the chin bar is opened and closed. A chin curtain and a breath guard are included as well, which are always nice to have. And then the helmet is already prepared for the system with large 53mm ANC speakers, wiring and antennas pre-installed inside the shell. This makes the setup quick and clean without having to place separate speakers inside the helmet yourself. Altogether, the C5 ANC earns 4 stars for features. Alright, so how did the C5 ANC do? Let's briefly look at its scores and then come to our final conclusion. Starting with material, it scored 3 stars thanks to its DFP fiberglass shell with carbon fiber and its 2 shell sizes. For weight, the helmet earned 2 stars coming in at 1721 grams in the size M. That is a fair result for a feature-packed modular helmet. When it comes to the visor, the C5 ANC earned 4.5 stars. It gives you a wide field of view, UV protection and an anti-scratch treatment, a pre-installed pinlock lens and an integrated sun visor. For noise isolation, the helmet measured a mind-blowing 91 decibels on the road, giving it the full 5 stars. Moving on to ventilation, the C5 ANC reached a 0-degree temperature difference with its 2 chin vents, top vent and rear exhaust vents. This gives it a full 5 stars. In terms of comfort, the helmet earned 5 stars. Its moisture-wicking inner liner, washable padding and optional fit pads made it feel very comfortable on the road. Finally, for features, the C5 ANC scored 4 stars. It comes with a 5-year warranty, PJ approval, the anti-roll-off system, built-in speakers and support for active noise cancelling through the optional SCH ANC system. All in all, the Schuberth C5 ANC reaches an average of 4.1 stars, which works out to around €28 per star. The optional SCH ANC system is what transforms this helmet from an excellent modular helmet into something genuinely different. We expected a gimmick. What we found instead was one of the most interesting comfort innovation we've tested in years. What truly sets it apart is the optional SCH ANC system. We initially wondered whether active noise cancelling in a motorcycle helmet would be more of a gimmick, but after testing it, the difference was clear. It reduces tiring wind and background noise significantly, while still allowing you to hear the engine and surrounding traffic. The C5 ANC is not just the lightest option, and the intercom adds to the price, but for riders who value comfort and a quieter ride, it is one of the most interesting modular helmets available. Alright, and that's it for our review of the Schuberth C5 ANC, and we're curious to know what you guys think of this helmet. Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. The C5 ANC is available at championhelmets.com, where we offer the lowest price guaranteed and very sharp discount bundles. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel for more road tests and reviews like this in your feed. Guys, buy smart and ride safe. Until next time.